So Daniel Dubois' next opponent was announced at a press conference yesterday. And it turns out that it's going to be a guy called Ebenezer Tetteh, who is an unbeaten Ghanaian heavyweight 19-0. And this is not the first time that Daniel Dubois fought a Ghanaian heavyweight, because just a couple fights back, he faced Richard Latte, another Ghanaian heavyweight who was 14-1. Now, I've had a look at Ebenezer Tetteh, and as far as I can tell, this is not only a significant step down from Nathan Gorman, but also a step down from Richard Latte. Yes, Tetteh looks absolutely awful. There's some footage of his last fight here, and this indeed was his last fight. Okay, you see the name there, Jones Kashire. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. Jones Kashire. Have a look at Tetteh's record here. And there you go, Jones Kashire. That was his last fight, which was in October last year. Jones Kashire with a record of 5-12. That's who Tetteh fought in his last fight. All right, there he is. 31 years of age, allegedly. So, yeah, Tetteh looks awful. This fight looked like it took place in a gymnasium. That was his last fight. Then there's another fight of Tetteh's here against Kabore, and he looked even worse here than he did in the Tetteh fight. Now, if we have a look at, he looked even worse here than he looked in the, the Kashire fight, because his name is Tetteh. What am I talking about? Anyway, if we have a look at Tetteh's record, as I say, 19-0, 16 KOs. All of his fights so far have been in Ghana. Ghana is not a place that is known for its heavyweights. Excellent fighters in the lighter divisions like welterweight, etc. But in terms of the heavyweights, not so much. And interestingly, Tetteh turned professional at just above light heavyweight. In fact, he fought several times at and below the 175-pound weight limit of light heavyweight. So he really turned pro at light heavy. And I mean, as recently as 2017, he's fought at cruiserweight. In fact, 2017, 2018. So last year, really, he was fighting at cruiserweight. So although he's listed, well, I think Frank Warren said he's not listed here, but Frank Warren said he was about 6'3", 6'4". So I guess he's fairly tall, but not big naturally in terms of mass. Yeah, this is actually a cruiserweight, really. You know, a big light heavyweight / small cruiserweight. God knows how old he really is, because I'm not 100% convinced he's only 31. And as I say, technique-wise and ability-wise, from what I've seen, he looks terrible. I would be surprised if this guy can last 2 rounds with Daniel Dubois. Unless Dubois decides to carry him, then this fight should be over very, very quickly. I'm not expecting Tetteh to give Dubois as many problems as Richard Latte gave him. I mean, not that Latte had Dubois on the brink of defeat or anything, but he came and he gave it a go, and he was fairly strong, and he did manage to land some decent shots. Yeah, Tetteh doesn't look as strong as Latte to me. Doesn't look as talented all round. And again, if you look at the opposition that Tetteh's been fighting in Ghana, awful. I mean, this fight was in a gymnasium. I think they were even wearing Velcro gloves, you know, maybe in this fight as well. So obviously people are asking, why has Frank Warren put Daniel Dubois in with this Tetteh character? You know, he was building him up so well and stepping him up gradually. This seems like a step down, or several steps down. Well, it is several steps down. It certainly looks like it is, but it's for the vacant Commonwealth title. That right there is why this fight has been made. Not because of the opponent, but because of the title that is on the line. Because Frank Warren, as we know, likes to move his fighters the traditional route. Get them the British, Commonwealth, and then the European title before going on to challenge for the world title. That's the way Frank Warren likes to do it. And here he has an opportunity for Daniel Dubois to pick up the Commonwealth belt against a very soft touch, an easy opponent. So why not do it, right? If this Tetteh qualifies for, you know, fighting for the vacant Commonwealth belt, then why not do it against him? What's Frank Warren's supposed to do. Say, oh no, we don't want to take the Commonwealth title fight that's available for us there. We'd rather wait for, we'd rather forget about the Commonwealth belt altogether and go for a tougher opponent. Some people might say, yeah, he should do that. But if you're somebody who is hell-bent on taking your fighter the traditional route, then you're going to take this opportunity. Perhaps he'll defend his Commonwealth belt against somebody a lot better than Tetteh. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, I don't necessarily like the fight, but Frank Warren has moved Daniel Dubois very, very well. I'm satisfied, more than satisfied with the way he's been moving Dubois. So this little step down, given the fact that it's for a vacant Commonwealth belt, I can forgive that. Yeah, as long as we don't get a similar opponent in the next fight, then I can forgive this one here. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.